Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ktechgai and I'm super excited to come your way with yet another amazing tutorial. Here on my channel, I do Photoshop tutorials and every other tech video. Um, if you are new on this channel, I highly advise that you stay through to the end of this video and you just might learn a thing or two. So today we are looking at how to create a login Facebook page. So without much ado, let's get right into how to create this login page. So as always, launch your Photoshop and okay, so here we are. This is exactly what we are going to do today, and at the end of this video I am hoping that you'll be able to create this all by yourself. So I wanted to show you this first, but this tutorial assumes that you have fundamentals or basic skills in Photoshop. Otherwise, if you're a total beginner, I will take my time and guide you through how you can first create your dimensions. Your dimension is literally the height and width of your canvas. Okay, I mean your work area or your document area where you are going to have to do all of this, do your whole project. Okay, so let's get back to the backstage view and create our dimensions from the scratch. That's for your sake. So go to file, go to new, or the associated shortcut is Control N. Hit that. It takes you right here, and when you take a look at these are the recent dimensions that I have used in my project. Okay, and this is the size that we are going to need for our project today: 9020 by 1080 at 300 pixels. Okay, so if you don't have this, you might want to enter the values here all by yourself. So width should be 1920 as against height of 1080, resolution 300, and every other thing, leave them the way they are. And most importantly, you have to give it a name, a suitable name for that matter. I've always warned you that make sure that you give your project a meaningful name, a name that suits the constituent of your project. I mean, the name that suits the project that you are going to create. So in our case, we are going to create a Facebook login page. So how about Facebook login page, or we can just call it FB login page. Okay, so we can go right ahead and hit create. Okay, here we are. So naturally, naturally it takes you to your canvas, and the first layer by default is your background, and you don't have to do anything to your background layer. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to be switching between this the one I already made and this that I'm going to show you how to make exactly this one. Okay, all right, so what we are going to do is that let's examine what we have to do first. Let's create this portrait of a shape. I mean, it is a rectangle, but we adjusted it to look like a portrait. That means the height is longer than the width. That's just portrait. Okay, So let's go back to what we had to do today. And you realize that this is a pure white, okay, and it's quite different from the background. The background is supposed to be gray, so that this height does not conform to the background. Okay, one trick you should pick up from today's lesson is that anytime you have to create a shape or put an item on a canvas or even on a layer, you make sure that they are not of the same color, otherwise one will get hidden. Okay, so let's do that. So go here and create solid color. Okay, so we want to create a different background, a different color from the white that we are going to create. Okay, let's lock this because we don't have to move the background. All right, and then go over to your tools panel, choose the rectangle tool. Okay, we are taking cues from this one. Okay, so let's go back to make sure that it is set to the right side of the canvas. So go back to it and begin to draw it from here. All right, I guess this looks good. And we do not want any stroke for this shape, so let's set stroke to 0, change this to white. Okay, it looks like whatever I'm doing here is reflecting here on the properties panel. If you do not have the properties panel, go over to your windows and make sure that it is checked here. In my case, it is present, that's why I checked here. You see this right mark before it. Okay, do that to get your properties panel, and you can stack it anywhere you want. Okay, like this, so you can just move it around or stack it any way you want. So let's stack it here. I usually prefer it to be on my right hand side. Okay, so now that we are here, let's go back to see what we have to do next. Okay, so it looks like it has a rounded edges. Okay, how can we get that in our current project? So our properties panel will show us the value of the roundedness. Okay, so this is 15. So let's go back to it and enter the values. Once this is checked, okay, once this is enabled, this link icon is enabled, that means that whatever value that you enter here will go for the rest, of the three corners or the edges of the rectangle. So go ahead and enter, and boom, you have 15 for all the corners. Okay, so let's go back to it and see what we have to do next. Clearly it looks like you will have shadow for this shape. Okay, so we can just click on it, but we want to inspect the value for the drop shadow. Okay, and the way we can do it is by double clicking the FX, the effect here. Alright, so let's go to the drop shadow and inspect the values so we can enter the same exact values. So with the opacity, blend mode is multiply, opacity 16, distance 3, 18, and 38. Alright, okay, so we can just say okay or cancel. Go back to our project, double click this. You can double click here, or you can select the layer, go for the FX, and choose drop shadow. Okay, we are lucky because that is the recent values for the drop shadow I use. That is why we see the exact same values here. So in your case, you might want to enter the values yourself. So you can pause your video to make sure that you enter the same values to get the same result, if that's what you're looking for. So go ahead and click OK. Boom. Okay, we can cross check that with this, and we see that we have done the same exact thing. Okay, it looks like we have to extend our rectangle just a bit, so let's try to drag that out. Oh, boom, what a mess. Anytime you are sure that you only want to scale up or down a particular part of a shape, okay, in our case we want to only extend to the right, to the left, you make sure that you disable this. This is called aspect ratio. Maintain aspect ratio. We do not want to maintain that. Okay, so let's cancel the transform, double click this, okay, and uncheck this or disable this, and now we can go ahead and extend only to the left. And if we are satisfied with what we have, we can go ahead and commit the change. Here we are. What is the next thing we have to do? The next thing we have to do is we want to create this button, no, this text area, okay, or text box, because it only allows us to enter some text. In our case, this box allows you to enter your email or your phone number. Okay, so let's go back and create that. So pick the rectangle tool again, or we might as well duplicate this and go ahead and scale it down to get the particular size that we want. But in our case, we are going to draw it from the scratch. Okay, so we draw that to the scratch. All right, there we have it. And let's go back and see. We have to enter values for the rounded corner. This is clearly a rounded rectangle. Okay, so we have to choose that. This is the move tool. Choose that, and the values reflect on the properties panel. So 15, just like we did in the first instance. So 15, enter 15, and because the maintain aspect ratio, the link, okay, so link together corner radius values, whatever it is, it when it is enabled, it only make sure that whatever value you enter here goes for the rest, okay, the rest of the three corners. So 15, let's enter that, and there we have it. We do not want a stroke, so crank the stroke down to 0. Okay, and here we are. Let's go back to that. Okay, yes, we have layer effect applied to it. Okay, clearly there's no fill. When we look over on the properties panel, it has no fill, it has no stroke. Okay, this is cancelled. It looks like we have 2 pixels for the stroke, but because it is cancelled over here, we can only assume that it has no stroke applied to it. So let's go to the um, the layer itself. Because we have fx here in front of it, it only means that if an effect is applied to it. So we can double click that like we did in the first instance. And what do we have here? The only effect applied to it is inner shadow. So let's click on that and study the values. So opacity is set to 35%, distance 0, as against choke, and a size of 10 pixels. Alright, so we can go ahead and come back to our project, cancel the fill, cancel the stroke 2, double click this, or we can go for the FX and choose inner shadow. Alright, that's good. The values are the recent values I have used for the project that we are creating a clone of or we are studying to create the exact same thing. So the values are just here. In your case, you have to enter them: opacity 35, blend mode is multiply as against this value 0, 10, 10, of distance, choke, and size respectively. Every other thing, leave them the way they are and hit OK. Alright, now we have to do some alignment, and we have to make sure that this text box is applied, is aligned, sorry, is aligned to this rectangle, okay, vertically. Okay, so we have to select this control. Okay, hold down control and select the other shape too, and this options comes up. Okay, and then we can go for this one, align horizontal center. Okay, exactly what we want. This is aligned to the center for us. And now when we look at our project, we have to create the exact same thing. Okay, one more. So we have to only duplicate that. We don't have to go through the same stress that we went through to get it done. So right click on the layer, duplicate that. Okay, so here you can give it a name and say password. All right, go on. And so okay, now you have to move it. So with that layer selected, just manually move, holding down the shift key so that it does not move either to the left or the right just by accident. Okay, okay, I leave it over here. There you have it. Now we have to create the third one that says login, but it has a fill of blue. So what do? We duplicate that, select the layer, control, my bad, select the layer, right click that, this menu comes up, choose duplicate, and then you can enter the value here that says what, login. I enter the name. Okay, so say okay, hold down shift like we did before, and move it down just a bit. Okay, this smart guide is helping us know how many pixels each of them is set apart from the other. Okay, so clearly it is 78 pixels apart from each other. Alright, so with our third rectangle, we need to give it a feel of blue. So let's go for that, and okay, I guess we are done. Let's go back to what we have to do next. Forgot password. There's straight line and then another rounded rectangle. So what we need to do is we go back here, select this, right click, duplicate that, and let's call it what, create, or let's just say no account. So no account, so new AC. That should do it. We don't want to waste much time in giving it a lengthy name. So now we have to move it a little bit apart from that. Okay, it looks like our rectangles are quite big, and it is taking up almost all the space that we have. So let's select all of that. So pick the first one, the first layer. Now hold down shift and go to the last shape. Okay, that will make sure that it selects all of it will select the first and the last that you choose and everything in between. Okay, so let's go back and do that. This is the first layer, this is the last layer, and it will, when you hold down shift while you do that, it selects the rest that is in between. Okay, and that's exactly what we want. And now we can click that, and we want to enable this, the maintain aspect ratio, and scale it down. Okay, I want to scale it down, and now group all of these shapes. Okay, and the way we can do that is by going for Control G, or with all of them selected, we can just right click and go for group from layers. Okay, so we can give the group name from here. Let's call them shapes. Oh no, let's call them rectangle. So short for rectangle, rec, and let's make that plural, so rex. Okay, and go for OK. There we have it. So all these four rounded rectangles are put in a folder like this. So when you expand the layer, it shows or reveals all the shapes that you have inside of it. Okay, so we can close that. But while we have this set as layer, we can just go ahead and choose any one of them out of the folder or out of the group. But when it is set to group, then every time you try to select any one of them, select the whole group. Okay, so be sure what you want to do next. If you want to just select one out of the groups, then you can navigate and go for layer, so that even though it is a group, you can still just select one. Okay, so here we are, and it looks like this create new account shape is a lot smaller than the rest of the three. So what we have to do is let's select that. Okay, and with the maintain ratio selected, you can scale it up or you can scale it down over here. That's right. And when you're satisfied with what you have, go ahead and commit the change. Now we have to change the fill from blue to green. So okay, so we have not used, these are the recent colors we have used. We have not used green in a while, so let's go to the color picker and navigate our way down here to green and go for green. Hit OK, and there you have it. Let's see if we do not have any stroke. No, we have no stroke, and we as well do not want this effect inner shadow for the green. So you can stand here, right click and clear the layer style. All right, so there we have it. It looks like we are getting there. Okay, what do we have to do next? I have all that we have to enter, all the text that we have to enter over here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is this Facebook, connect with friends and the world around you on Facebook. So let's select all of that. Right click to copy. Let's minimize this, and let's begin to draw. Pick the text tool and let's drag on over here. Okay, right click and paste what we want to enter here, exactly what we want. Meanwhile, I don't have to get too much into this, but we have two types of text. We have paragraph text and we have point text. Okay, so I will not get too much into what they are today, but let's just convert this one to point text. So if we have to convert this to a point text, it clearly means that we are dealing with a paragraph text right now. So let's convert that to point text. Okay, I'll take time to explain that probably another time. Okay, so now double click on this T and select all of this, copy it out. Let's cut that out instead. Okay, let's cut that out. All right, and pick another text tool. Okay, and let's paste that, Control V. It works in Photoshop, and select the Facebook, just drag it out. We want to increase the font size. Okay, there we have it. Okay, Meanwhile, we want to set Facebook and all that is written underneath it to the center of our canvas. Okay, so let's with the Facebook layer selected, let's hold down control to select um, connect with friends and the whole and the world around you on Facebook together with it. Okay, now we can group that. Alright, okay, so it looks like we have a group containing the Facebook and connect with friends and the world around you inside the group that contains our shapes here. Okay, that clearly tells us that it is possible for you to have a group inside another group, as in a folder inside a folder. Okay, a purse inside a bag. Alright, okay, so what we need to do is that we have to select the group and go to select all. Good. Once you see this marching ants all around the canvas, it shows you that this is the area you have selected. So we have selected the canvas as against the group that contains the Facebook, connect with friends and the world around you. And our goal is we want to set set this group, okay, to the center of the canvas. Okay, not the middle but the center, wherever it is right now, but to the center. Okay, so let's go for this one. No, this one. Okay, no, clearly that's not what we want to do. We want to go back to where it was, but to the center. Okay, so we'll go for this one. We are aligning it vertically center. So here we are. Okay, so once we are satisfied with what we have, go back to select and now deselect, because if you do not do that, you're going to have troubles doing the next thing that you want to do. I mean, it will get in the way of what you want to do next. Okay, so I want to bring this quite closer to the Facebook. There we have it. Let's go back to our test, copy this email, our phone number, choose the type tool, just click that and Control V. Okay, there we have it. We don't want that to go over the shape, so select the layer and begin to drag in to decrease the size. There we have it. Let's go back for password. Okay, choose the type tool again, locate the shape, click, and Control V, password. Alright, so it looks like the password is quite bigger than the first one, the email. So let's study the values and enter the same for the password. So that was here on the properties panel is 8.41 41, I should say. So select the password again and enter the values manually. So 8.14, enter. Okay, there you go. Let's go back to notepad, collect. Okay, how about let's copy all of this right now. I mean, let's copy the rest and you can navigate it over here. Okay, so yeah, let's paste that. Okay, and select the rest that we don't need right now and cut that out. Because the text color is blue on a blue background, you cannot really see, so let's change that to white. Okay, so there you go. We're supposed to just have a login. Okay, so what we need to do is let's double click that and let's delete that. Okay, that works for me. What more do we have to do, create a new account. So let's copy that. I was thinking we will not have to come back here, but here we are. You never say never. So click here, paste that. So create new account, and go back, right click that, copy that, go back, and over here paste that. Okay, and let's set that to black. So black, and let's change the family of this font. This is set to black, but I don't really want black. I want let's go for regular. Okay, that's quite faint. Let's go for bold. Okay, and select, apart from create a page, let's select the rest and change that to semi bold. Okay. There you go. Alright, so let's go back to our friend that we are looking at to clone. Okay, so looks like we are almost there. Forgot password. I don't remember. Okay, so let's go back to our notepad. Go to forgot password. Copy that. Not bad. Okay, so copy that and set that over here. Let's paste that. Um, that's clearly a question. Forgot password. Okay, so we want to set that. We want to align that to the shape. The shape, what the blue rounded rectangle. Okay, so let's select that. Look for the blue. Oh my bad, where's the blue? Okay, so here's the blue. Okay, let's choose that first, and choose the text. That's easier. Control and select that. Okay, let's align it to the right first, and then come back to the center. That works for us. And let's choose this shape. Okay, and let's lock that. Okay, we are going to be dealing with the shapes in the text boxes inside on this shape, and we might just accidentally move them, so it's wise that we lock it. So let's lock it here, and let's choose this one, select these guys, and move them down here. Okay, that's fine. And okay, let's go back and study that. Okay, we have this vertical line, this straight line. Was that vertical? No, horizontal line. Okay, so let's pick the pen tool, stand right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it should be about the same size as the rectangles. So let's stand here, or we can just help ourselves with the ruler and the guideline. So we'll move that here. Okay, and go on and move another here, and we can stand here at our left. Okay, with your shift key held down, just click that once and move all the way here, and click OK. And now you can crank up the value of your stroke, say 3. Okay, that's fine. And click anywhere inside to see what you have. Okay, let's move these guys away and see if we are satisfied with what we have. Okay, clearly this is what we have. So let's select each of the text box with the text inside of them and align them to the center. Okay, no, we want to set the password the password to the email. So how about we choose the password here. No, no, not the password shape. Okay, the password test. as against the email. So control to select that and align it to the left. Okay, that's exactly what I want to do. And we have to align login to the blue rounded rectangle. So this is the the blue rounded rectangle as against the login. So control to select that too and align it to the center. I guess we can increase on the size of the login. So let's set that to about 12, maybe even 14. Okay, let's go back and select both of them and set to the very middle and center. So that too. Login, create new account. Let's select both of them. The other way you can select two items or more at the same time is by dragging over them, and make sure it does not interfere with others you do not want to select. You really do not want to select. Okay, so you realize that while I drag over them, they get selected even on the layers panel. So I can go ahead and align them horizontally and vertically, and that's exactly what I want to do. Okay, I'm not satisfied with the casing of the create new account. Okay, so I'll double click this letter T and stand over here, delete the C and make it capital. Make it uppercase. Alright, this is exactly what I want to do, and I guess I'm satisfied with this one. So the next thing I want to do, I want to align this text beneath the big rectangle. So let's select the big rectangle first. Not this one. So this is the big rectangle, because when I turn off the eye icon, I can see that's really what I'm looking for. So that's, and I'll take my time and show you how to arrange your text in order, your layers in order. I guess that will be a tutorial for another time. Okay, so select that and select the control to select that and set it right here. Okay, exactly where I need it to be, and go ahead and save that. Oh, my bad. Okay, so here we are. We want to I would have wanted us to create this. This is the same thing, but Facebook is blue, so let's leave this blue, and let's go for black for this. Okay, this is black. No, let's change the family to regular. How about semi-bold? Let's see how that looks for us. Okay, semi-bold looks good for me. You can play around to get what you're satisfied with. Okay, that should not be um, that should not be my call. That's your call. So so there we have it. I guess uh I guess we are done. So let's compare that. Here's what we have done. This is how far we have come as against uh what we looked at. Okay, our inspiration. And uh I am glad that you stayed through to the end of this video, and if you happen to like this video, I highly recommend that you give it a thumbs up, comment, share with a friend, and most importantly, I need you to subscribe to this channel and be sure to check out my other videos, and I guarantee that you will learn a thing or two, a trick or a cheat, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Ktechgai again. Bye bye.